Marketing Strategy for Authors. Written by Tao Wong. Narrated by Shannon Thompson. More advanced promotional options. I'm going to start naming a few other tools I make use of and the various main promotional options. I'll cover each briefly, but realize that most of these require a significant amount of time to get right. Again, remember, each promotional center below will touch people at different areas in the sales funnel, so figuring out where and when would be good. Let's start with some of the most common. Amazon Marketing Services, AMS. This is where AMS ads will show sponsored search results of your book or series when people are browsing on Amazon itself. This means you're touching people at the lowest level of the funnel possible, before they hit buy on your product, so it can be very, very effective. For those who have used Google AdWords, the basic setup is similar to their sponsored search. You have two major options when you create a sponsored search result. You can use an automated advertisement, where Amazon will fill in keywords and searches for you, or you can enter keywords or ASINs or categories manually. To start, I would recommend using an automated advertisement, keeping track of sales and spend, and then moving the good keywords over to manual advertisement. Note that there's a significant lag, and it can take Amazon multiple days to push up sales, so it's worth being patient. This is a very, very basic recommendation, and there are multiple good courses, Mark Dawson, Dave Chesson, etc., who I'd recommend you research taking. If you do decide to go manual, places to find keywords include your own market research, also bots from your product and also competitors, and some of the automated services out there. You'll need to keep a close eye on your budget and your spend, at least in the beginning, as manual advertising can often burn through your funds faster than you'd expect with minimal sales. Things to note about AMS. It works best if you are already selling, in my experience. You need a good cover and hopefully a decent blurb to get the most out of it. AMS will relate sales that happen up to 14 days after your advertisement is clicked. That is, if someone buys your book 14 days after they clicked on your ad, it will still count towards your sales data. ACOS, Advertising Cost of Sales, is based off Amazon top-line revenue. That is, off the retail price of your book, for example, $4.99, and not the royalty rate paid to you, for example, the 70% of the above $4.99. This means that you will have to manually discount the amount in revenue sold to reach an estimate of what you earned. I'm not going to go into AMS much more since I'm not an expert on it. I do okay, but I have the hardest time making Amazon take my money. My ROI is positive, but I can't spend as much as I want, which might be a testament to how narrow my keyboards have become as I found the ones that work for me. Facebook advertising. Facebook advertising is really, really useful for a vast majority of writers. It can also eat your capital without blinking and return nothing. To do Facebook advertising right, you need to make sure your targeting is very, very good. However, many six-figure and more authors have found great success on Facebook. Some ways to help make your targeting better. Put a tracking pixel on your website. That will track people who are coming to your website and add them to a list of potential targets. You don't have access to individual names, etc., but the data is stored as a sample that you can target directly. Create a Facebook fan page for yourself as an author. Those who like your fan page can be targeted directly. Your newsletter email addresses can also be used to create another set of audience members. Now, in most cases, what you'll want to do is create what Facebook calls a lookalike audience. That is, you take any of the above audiences, or more, there are a lot more ways of getting audiences not listed here, and have Facebook create a lookalike audience. This will expand the audience to 1 million or 2 if you have the right numbers. After that, it's all about testing. What do you test? which lookalike audience interacts the most with your ads, which ad copy and ad design works best, which landing page will get you the most sales, which landing page or book will get you the most read-through, not necessarily the same thing as above, and more. You can test and develop a ton of things with Facebook. Obviously, this works if your audience is on Facebook, but it's large enough that it likely is. Newsletter lists. I mentioned before that you can get newsletter subscribers via newsletter services like BookFunnel and StoryOrigin. There are also dedicated websites that send out newsletters to readers who are looking for a deal. BookBub is by far the most famous, though other sites include Book Barbarian, Freebooksy, eReader News Today, etc. Which one is most effective would depend on your genre and if you're doing full price, promotional pricing, or free. Also, which one is most effective at this time will change, so do your research and be willing to test them out over a period of time. However, all that said, these can definitely provide a boost in sales that will, hopefully, also generate a boost in read-through, and thus profits.